Tyckte väl att det var tyst i mitt huvud. Hi, you're listening to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilyas.
And me, Robert.
Welcome to episode 108.
108!
Because I'm never going to try to say those
straight.
Because, And how have you been, buddy?
I've been good. I have been extremely good, actually. I think this has been like one of the best weeks in a very long time.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same. I don't know.
And I haven't done all that much, to be honest.
I've probably done less.
Yeah, I got to go to the cinema again. We're not going to talk about that today, but I did see Tenet, and just yes.
Mm-hmm.
That made me feel fucking awesome.
And now I'm going to see it on Wednesday with Robert again.
Yes.
And it's probably not going to be yes, because he's going to hype it.
I've already destroyed it. I can feel it. But yeah, so that really made it feel more like, we're back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. They had 2 seats you can sit in, 2 seats off, 2 seats sit in, so
sweet.
Still distance.
And still a guy with the fucking phone.
And still a guy with the fucking phone.
I love how you're we get to go to the cinema for the first fucking time.
In half a year.
Yeah.
Like seriously, 6 months. Yeah. Think about that.
And then he just I just need to check my phone all the time.
Mm-hmm. But luckily, I did have
popcorn.
The cheddar powder on my popcorn, so that shit doesn't come off easy.
I can just see you sort of tossing it with all your might, and it's just
No, it actually hit him perfectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He got the point.
Well, I've learned how to throw popcorn. Let's just put it at that.
You could use that when we throw darts outside as well.
That's why I've been winning so much now. But apart from that, we had a crawfish shindig thing, like Swedish.
It sounds even worse in English.
I know. It's never a good thing. Like really, kräftskiva in Swedish, where you just you eat crayfish, crayfish. Fish from the sea-ish.
It's basically that lobster guy,
but smaller.
But smaller,
yeah. Very tasty. But yes, exactly.
Death.
It's just an excuse to get really drunk.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Exactly. You have but we're eating crayfish. Nobody really enjoys crayfish.
Yeah, exactly. It gets better with alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
That's our excuse for every single sort of
Swedish
holiday or whatever.
That is actually true.
And it is like every other Swedish holiday. Yeah. Midsummer's Eve, Valborg, whatever. Yeah, it's
any of them.
The exact same. Just the food differs a little bit. But no, that was also really
I love
nice.
how the food is very similar.
Yeah. It's just the same thing.
Meatballs, wieners, meatballs. And then you
crawfish.
Add the crayfish. Yeah.
Why do I say crawfish?
I don't know. Craw!
Yeah. So crayfish?
Crayfish.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Who cares?
That was really good. How was your week?
It was good. It was actually good. Thing is,
I like that pause.
No, but I've been drawing. Work it just calmed down because the game is wrapping up. So it's a lot of playing the game and just, organizing things or fixing little things. So there isn't I gotta find a design for this or I gotta fix this thing. It's all very minor things right now. I can play around with this effect and see if I can tweak it a bit. Or, it's already there.
So when is the official release of the game then?
Wednesday, we release the pilot on Swedish platforms,
all right.
As far as I know.
So it's the 2nd of September or something? So
so it's been out a week almost.
When you hear this.
Yeah. And also then we have a proper release in a month or something like that.
Okay.
So that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Second one in the bag, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
And now on Wednesday when we're going to the cinema, I'm going to be talking about the future, what I'm going to do after this.
Whoa.
So I don't know if there's going to be a game design there, because that's how we work usually. There's an idea there, and then we sort of skin it, and find the theme for it. But right now, I don't think there's an idea on the table. So
Nice.
maybe I'll
Clean
help
slate.
out. Yeah, maybe I'll help out a team or something. Like, because the idea is, like, when I say there's an idea, it's like a game mechanic idea. There's nothing else. It's like, oh, it's serious. That's what I get usually. And then you get to do whatever you want. Like, we don't
Okay.
want childish. Like,
No. Yeah.
especially when games are, like, volatile, where they're a bit more, like, sort of, like, I don't want to call it aggressive, but it's more about winning big.
Yeah.
So nothing happens until you win big.
Oh, okay.
So higher bets, I guess, give
More
higher
payoff.
bets always
Yeah,
pay
payoff.
more, but
Yeah.
but it's you want that, like that's the type of game. So it's a bit more of a seasoned gambler type of person. I don't know what to call it, but it's
I think I get it.
But then they want it like a serious tone to it or something, to match the mood of the raw data, basically the game mechanics.
The ones and zeros. Nice.
Basically, yeah. So, but it is a fun way of like going in because I can go in and sort of attach whatever I want to it. There's people like creating, Greek themes, God themes, Roman themes. Like you can go the normal stuff that people come up with, and you can go like bananas. Like I want fruits in space, and then you can just pitch that. If you pitch it well enough and it works thematically, you can go with it. That's a cool thing.
So that's going to be the next game then?
Next game,
Yeah.
Space Fruit.
Space Fruit.
Probably already out there.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
found like Street Fighter slot game. There's
cool.
there are so many like
How is that legal?
there's a Beetlejuice. No, but they're not illegal. They're like licensed.
Oh, shit.
There was a Beetlejuice game that we joked about that
my
was a
God.
game. So we've been joking about like, oh, that should be a slot game because why not? Because it's dumb. And they are.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that what probably made me happy again was that I did that touch-up tattoo that I talked about last week.
Oh, shit. Yeah, the one that started off. Yeah, off the last episode.
Exactly. The anxiety one.
Yeah, that's why I texted you
Yeah,
that
yeah, and
evening.
thanks-
I just thought
thanks for
thought
that.
of it. I was like, fuck,
That was-
how did
That was actually really sweet of you. Like, I'm like, oh, he is like my bro. Like,
yeah, because it
he
just hit me
remembered.
then. Yeah, it just hit me. I was like, fuck.
yeah.
I was going to text you earlier because...
And that's why we went to the cinema, because Anna was feeling pretty much the same
yeah.
thing as you. Like, fuck, I need to save him from this.
Mm-hmm.
So that morning before I went to work, she was like, we're going to the cinema tonight. Like,
you just have something after that.
and
to
it
look
was the
forward.
actual premiere of the movie.
Oh, shit,
So,
really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that was like an even bigger plus. Thank you, Anna. But no, the tattoo went super great. We had, again, like really great chemistry. Like, she's an awesome old lady and she is 72 years old. And this is her second tattoo, actually, not her first.
Mhm.
Anyways, but it was so funny, like, because she'd been talking to her friends about the tattoo, and they're like, well, it's not that bad. Like, you can still tell that it's the dog. Only it looks like he's sort of brain dead.
And how did it turn out? Yeah.
It turned out great. Like, I seriously really love it. I have the two different images I can show you later.
Okay, cool.
But no, I'm really happy the way it like
Turned
out now. But in all honesty, like, it wasn't that bad. Like,
Okay.
But I still understand why she wanted it
But
fixed.
since, yeah, of course.
But after that, I mean, it really was like, there's no more worries. Everything is just like,
But I think that's the
days.
thing with honesty, like as long as you don't try to sort of like get shady, like with the whole thing, like, oh, you're not happy, let's look at it and see what we can do to sort of like fix it.
No, and it took like 2.5 hours or something. Like, I really spent a long time really
Just
fixing
making
this.
some good decisions.
Yeah. And also like
fresh eyes, so
yeah, exactly. But it was good to see it like healed. It was still healing, weirdly enough. But this is another thing with old skin, apparently, and I haven't tattooed enough old skin to know this. But when I did like all the fine hairs and stuff the first time around, all of that was coming off now.
Oh shit!
So it didn't stick into the skin. So you really like, it feels like the skin is very frail, and everything sticks when you like actually tattoo it. But when it heals, apparently it just peels off.
What?
It was the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. I actually got to peel some of it off myself. So almost like, this is going to sound really, really terrible, and I do not mean any disrespect, but it was kind of like tattooing a mummy. You know
like
what
powder,
I mean?
yeah, like it's falling apart.
Yeah, like really dried skin.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So
But that might have been something as well. Like she has like a dry skin thing.
Yeah, and again,
Maybe.
70 plus years, like, you know, the skin is
Cell
not...
generation is not. Yeah.
But again, like I went in there and really like
stabbed her
good. Yes, like this is for all the anxiety. But we had a great time.
Yeah, and
she was
she's
like,
dead now.
Yeah,
we're all good. No.
We're all good.
Dude, so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But speaking of super happy, Chadwick Boseman.
The fuck. Wait.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
And I mean, we're this episode airs a week after we record it, so we're a week late on this, I guess. But like, we can't go without really bringing it up, or at least I can't. Like, for me, I took this so personally, or like it hit me so much harder than I thought it was gonna do. Because again, I told you this earlier, but like I didn't really like Black Panther the movie that much. Like, it's not at all one of my favorite Marvel movies, but the character of Black Panther, he's so good. So good. Yeah. Like, Chadwick nailed that character. And it's just so fucking sad that he's gone. Like, it really still hurts when I talk about it. I feel so sad. I talked to Peter about it too, and he's also devastated. Like, this year, what the fuck? Like, enough is enough now, all right? 2020, we've had enough. I can't take anymore. Like, I can't lose any more people now. Like, who's next? Like,
well, that's the thing. Yeah, man. We're old now. People will start dropping off the map. That's like,
it's so horrible. But so I'm working on a little tribute to him, and inspired by you, I want to do something with charity with that piece. I haven't really decided anything more other than finishing it, and I want to do something with it. So we'll see what I do. But I'm assuming maybe sell it, the profits go directly into some charity, or maybe I hook it up with some sort of collab with some charity. I don't know. I'll try and research what I can, but I'm leaning towards the Fuck Cancer charity, or F Cancer. So we'll see.
I like that, because I think something that we talked about as well, to stay on the happy subject of cancer, is just like, we all focus on like, oh, I need to be successful. I need to do this. Me. And it's really nice to just like put that aside for a while and just do something for other people. Yeah. Like, do a charity. Like, it's really heartwarming to see people get together and just, do something that isn't for you. Like, you don't do it to get praise. You don't do it you just do it to, like, help other people out, like, that are struggling, even if you don't feel their struggle.
No. But at least you can do something.
You can do something.
Everybody can do
every
something.
little thing. Yeah. Like what it costs you to get, like, a Starbucks coffee, you could change someone else's life. Like, maybe not by yourself with your $4, but if everyone gives $1, like, that's a substantial, like, all your friends on Facebook, like, if you have between 300 or 600, if everyone gave $1, that's a lot of money that can make a difference for someone. And 100%. Just like those little things that you can do in life. Like, I don't mean that you have to do charity all the time. You don't have to give money to my charity. You just have to do something sometimes for other people. Yeah. Like, maybe once a year, like, really invest. Like, once a year is not a lot, but if everyone does something once a year, that's a lot of money, or, like, help. Exactly. That goes out to people.
Yeah, help people, help the planet, whatever it is. Like, donate to cleaner waters, or save the rainforest, or, whatever it is.
And a super big thank you to everyone that's been supporting the Barbells for Boobs thing.
Awesome.
It's super silly, the name, but it really is to the point. And to explain a bit more, it's basically, I don't think the money doesn't go directly to research. It goes out to helping people after the fact. So for the women that have dealt with cancer, usually when you get a treatment at a hospital, like there's no big follow-up. And that, I think, is one of the biggest problems. So what they are doing is sort of like they built this community just like we do, but bigger. And it's all there to like bring these people together, so that people that had breast cancer, like 5 years ago can help the ones that have it today, and sort of build this community of wellness and working out together and doing stuff like that. And also information and bringing awareness, and what options they have and what they like. There's a follow-up community, and I think that is super important as well. Just treating it, there's still something that you're going to be missing. Something happened, like a big change in your life happened, and if you're left there by yourself, life starts, like it can get pretty dark pretty fast.
Very, very fast.
So having a community there, like, is super important.
Yeah.
So yeah. And also, like, a big thank you to Kina, Rookie, Philip, Robert, Matthias. Like, oh man, there are so many now. And Matt,
thank you.
Like, and no, but that's what I don't want. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know.
I don't want that.
But you initiated this, and
I'm just so happy that everyone selflessly gave something. And I'm not gonna mention you all now because I'll forget all of you. But I was trying to record a video today, and I kept choking up like every time I tried to do it. So I just cut it short. Because I just couldn't. Like, there is not enough thank yous to go around to sort of like make it, like into a 15-second fucking Instagram thing.
Yeah, I know.
So I was so touched by all the money that's come in, and
it's so impressive. It's awesome. This is social media at its best.
I think so. That's what makes me happy. Yeah.
Why I am also so happy for you that it's like it's giving something back. Like it's finally you're
like the community is doing something that
exactly.
what it's supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Like, and not just chasing likes and all of this shit.
Exactly.
Like something totally different and all of a sudden it's meaningful, It's fantastic.
Because Instagram has felt so pointless up to this point. Like, where you're just like, why are we doing this? Like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. Yeah. Fuck. I hate it.
So, huge thank you for being the best fucking community that I don't feel I deserve. Because you're awesome. Thank you.
Good. Stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep.
No.
Because we have hours to go.
Yes.
But yeah, if you love the podcast, though, give us a shout.
Rate us. Shout us out.
Yeah.
Tell your hamster or...
Yeah, exactly. Hamster, grandma,
or leave us on at home if you leave your hamster alone, just to keep him company. My hamster loves the podcast. Seriously. No, he doesn't.
Can't get enough. He doesn't even turn it off when I put it...
No, he started screaming now. It's lovely. Exactly. Yeah. But yes, please.
Thank you.
Anything helps. And, also...
Awesome.
Yes.
Excellent.
And with that said, go intro, go.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
Go. We're back. All right. Which brings us to
today's
Yeah.
Pip.
That was a remix.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Today's topic was basically creating through emotion or something as
emotion,
loose as that.
Yes. But being driven by emotion, maybe.
Yeah.
Or
how sort of like
how the process can evoke emotion.
Yeah.
Like pretty much anything connected to emotion and creation in a way.
Because to pull it back to something that we've said before was that Robert uses like his darkness to create.
Yes.
Whereas I'm sort of the exact opposite, where no matter how I feel in like my personal life or like, my emotional state doesn't make my art darker or lighter. Like it just stays my art. But I just create cool shit.
That's the thing. Like the art stays the same, but the ideas become like darker or happier for me.
But that's what they don't for me. Like I could be drawing a cheerful picture and feel dark. And vice versa. Like it doesn't change my trajectory to what I've been drawing before I got sad.
Yeah. But and that's so interesting to me.
Yeah,
like it really is.
Because for me personally, I have to evoke what I'm drawing.
Yeah.
I can't draw from myself. I can sort of draw the inspiration and the emotions from what I would feel if something happened that isn't happening.
Yeah.
Like then I can do it like a movie basically in my head with music or whatever.
Yeah. Music is like a really, really big...
The gateway for me.
Same. Like, well, I can't create without music pretty much. Even listening to like a podcast or something while I create takes me out of it a bit.
Okay,
but music keeps me really focused and sort of where I want to go. And even sometimes listening to my normal sort of create shit playlist or lift a pen doesn't work.
I love that. Did you still have that playlist?
Of course.
Like,
no, it's...
I have like my playlists are new all the time. Like I leave the old ones though. But
I just keep like... I've listened too much to this song. I take that away and then I add new songs. But it's roughly around 200 songs and it's always going to be that.
Yeah.
But it still works. That's the thing. Like I love it. But yeah, and we were also talking about this, and this is something that I wanted to get off my head before I forget it. But just the difference that I kind of realized these last few days of, so like the difference between an artist and an illustrator is, for me at least, an artist is somebody that creates through emotion or has the emotional connection to all of their pieces, whereas an illustrator is somebody that mostly does the work or gets the work done rather than gets that emotional hook. Of course, an illustrator still needs to create that for everybody else seeing the image. But they don't necessarily have
to feel it.
No.
Yeah, they don't
They
have
get the brief and just do that image.
You do the brief.
Somebody else might have thought up the image for you, or you do that yourself. But it's never, and that's why I feel like my work has now reached another level again. Like it feels so good, really. Like just sort of admitting to myself that yes, you have leveled up a bit. And that is now that for one, that I'm not stressing anything anymore. Like I want to take time with it, and also that emotional hook to the piece. And this is and again, I have to say, like, sorry to to Rookie on the Discord, because like he threw out like a funny dick joke when I posted my Tango and Cash poster.
After
like
that
immediately
investment.
Yeah. And it was just like I couldn't take it. Like I wanted to punch him in the face, like, But it was just an immediate spontaneous reaction.
I
but
get it.
It is
thoughts,
because I've never been that attached to any of my pieces. Normally, like the way we create, we could just burn them straight after. But with this, it's such a painstakingly long time and process that, of course, I'm attached to it now. Like, I can't help but be. And, having the first comment be something funny, it was like, because it looks like I'm naked holding up the thing.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't
that image.
The poster. It was me behind the poster. But, I was too tired to...
It's actually a funny joke.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Actually, now that I think of it, like, seeing the image and what he commented on.
Yeah. No, because I'm like, you can see my bare feet go up, and then I have a singlet or a tank top on and holding it, like, super happy.
But yes, you get 10 points from me.
Yes.
10 points to Gryffindor.
And you get a late double high five from me, too. So, but... yeah, so just like realizing that it's okay to be that attached to my pieces now. And in some way, and this, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I feel more like an artist now. Like a genuine artist rather than...
Dude, as long as you don't go abstract and shit, and...
Who knows?
You're gonna
who knows?
The
like, emotions might take hold of me.
Yeah, you're gonna know when this podcast only has one host. I was like, yeah, we're not friends anymore.
Robert's got his blue square space.
Exactly, Robert is working on this blue square thing, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, but it I don't know, it's more of the acceptance of bringing in emotion to all of the pieces that I like, the future pieces that I will be doing. For now, it feels great. I don't know if it's going to feel awesome tomorrow or the day after, but right now it feels so good because now I have that separation of when I do stuff for myself that has the emotional hook. When I do like the tattoo stuff and all that, that's the illustration work where it's just, doing the work.
Yeah. It's still creative, but it's
for
just
sure.
by design.
And then some of them will definitely be more emotional than others. And also like depending on the backstory of the piece. And
of course.
So. But just it feels good having that separation now where it will feel more like I have a weekend rather than I just keep working, if you know what I mean. Like just I can keep creating now without feeling that it's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And it's such a great feeling. And I hope more people out there can experience it. And I'm assuming a lot of people are already, but I was late to the game. I'm there now. Yay, emotions.
And I personally found my way back to drawing. I haven't been stressing about it, but right now, since I think last week, maybe like Thursday somewhere, I found it again. I drew that black and white sketch thing that I posted.
So dope.
And then I just
still want you to twist that fucking thing.
Yeah, I was gonna do more of that, and then I started doing that, and then I was like, oh yeah, but the ginger bandit, I'll try to do that because I was doing that on that black and white piece. I had the character there, like the one caped on the right side there, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll try to do a couple of these, and I started, and then I was like, oh yeah, but if I paint it and I do this and I'll eye patch and shit, and then that just like whoa, and then it just started, and this is a super old character that I drew in like one of my first Purpur sketchbooks, I think.
Yeah, it's super old. Like, I don't remember when you did it.
I don't even want to go back and check that sketch. No. That's how old it is. And
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Emotional hook.
But it was fun. Like, I had some ideas. I was a bit... Because I had such a problem with the cape before. And now it was like, whatever. Like, it just worked.
Yeah.
And it was a fun idea. I gave her a funny gun. Now she has an eye patch, like I said.
I love that gun, by the way. I didn't say that. I really dig that.
I looked at so many guns, and then I was like, I'll do a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of,
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Trigun almost.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
No,
yeah.
But yeah.
And I think someone said, Rookie, actually. I think I showed it.
Well, he never shuts up. Yeah.
Was it Rookie? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Thomas. Sorry. I showed it to Thomas, sneak peek. And he said that it looked something out of, what was the game? Yeah, I don't remember. Fuck it. I'm old. I don't remember shit. But I just found it, and I've been drawing it. We had a little Discord get-together on Friday. It was a blast. We were like...
So what was, just for people that don't know that we even have a Discord.
Oh, shit.
So, for one, we do have a Discord. So if you want to join, please hit up the Sketchbook Heroes Insta or Ilias Insta page. And when you are in the Discord, you can then join what was going on. What was it?
No, we just like decided the day before. Like William wrote to me about the last episode. He was like, dude, I've been a bit like, I don't know what to draw, and I've been like, oh, Instagram this, Instagram that. And then he listened to our previous episode about not drawing for Instagram, basically. Like when you get that feeling like, oh, Instagram wants me to draw this, to just, like cut it from the legs, like...
Shout out William Pukers.
Yeah.
Pukers.
William Pukers. But he was just like, that was it just came at the perfect time. And then he went back to like draw like an old skateboard design that he had been doing before summer, that we drew together, and he was drawing, you know.
Can I just interrupt and say that was another perfect porn name? We came at the perfect time.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Very good. Bro shirts.
Yes.
Shit, we need to get people that know this shit so we can get some merch, right?
Yes.
We got some great merch ideas. I need a VHS tape as well with like, what was it? Like, not fast enough, not hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, if we could get a VHS tape, I would fucking frame it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just have that as a poster.
Dude,
that'd be really dope.
Fucking good.
Just a VHS tape with that on it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So, anyways.
Back to the thing. Yeah. So basically what our Discord is a community. For anyone listening for the first time, it's
the Sketchbook Heroes Treehouse.
Yeah. It's basically that. You can talk to other heroes and just, you know, like talk about art, life, bullshit, you know. It's all happening there. And then every now and then we have like this live drawing sketch session where you can watch several people live stream.
So how does that work really? You set up your phone and just...
You can have your phone, or, you know, if you're drawing in Photoshop, you can just have the application like mirror your screen.
Oh,
so
cool.
It shows the screen and you don't see any hands or anything. You just see cursors and, you know.
Oh, that's sick. That's awesome.
If you have the app installed, you can just do that. It's super smooth.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just chit chat.
Because I had my phone set up, you know, so I could draw on my iPad.
Yep.
And the rest were sitting like on the computer or something. So, and Emmy was drawing on the iPad as well.
Cool.
So it was super, super, super fun. Like, it's always fun. You draw for a while, you talk for a while, you go back and forth. There's a lot of people, so you let them talk sometimes.
That's so dope.
Mm-hmm. So it is a fun experience, and everyone's super cool. We started off as the IKEA group, and then, you know, people that don't speak Swedish joined in, and then it goes English. It's fun.
Nice.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, one day I will join when I feel like I'm going back into the social.
No, but it's like some people just go in and listen. They don't even like talk, because they're like, some people are, like we said, not as social as we are, in that sense that we feel comfortable talking.
Yeah.
And I think my wife once said when we were on Discord, she's like, "Who was that? Like, do you know them?" I was like, "No, not at all." She was like, "You were giving advice like you know them." I was like, "That's what I do." Yeah.
This is my job.
My gerb. But yeah, I've found
so cool.
like the joy of drawing again. Although not stressing about it, it's always nice to find your way back. Because if you would say last week how I felt and how I feel today, like, I didn't feel like drawing, you know, earlier that week. But this week, it feels like I'm never going to stop drawing. Like, right now, at this very moment, I'm thinking about that piece that I want to finish, or, you know, like do something to, or, you know, I have ideas of what I want to do with it. And by the time you listen to this, I've already done it. Yeah. I'm going to make it into a draw this in your style, because I really want to see how people interpreted it, because it's a character that I've been wanting to do something with, but I've had zero ideas, and I'm thinking if I let people play around with it, and then I can steal some of your ideas and work on it some more, because there's always someone that does it better.
But it's so perfect for that challenge as
right?
well.
It has like that playfulness, and you can sort of like, you only need to take a hand in her face, basically, and you have the character if you can't be bothered to draw the whole thing. Or you can simplify it a lot, you know, and so it's going to be super fun to see what people do with it. And I hope that people join, but it's like, I've done a couple of these. Sometimes there's a lot of people joining, like the Apple one. So many joined, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, even I joined that one, yeah.
But it's so much fun, like just seeing what, you know, like everyone does, like, every style is unique, and it's your baby that they're drawing, so it's extra fun to see sort of the result. So yeah, gonna do that.
No emotional hook.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that is another thing. Like, you said it yourself, it's your baby, you know, and in that sense, there is always that sense of pride or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that is an emotion as well.
And I've been holding back from posting it as well.
Oh yeah.
Because
you don't want to.
No, but I haven't felt the pressure to post it. And now I'm at the point where I just don't have any more ideas. Like I put it all on there now.
Yeah.
And I need distance. So I thought I'm going to put it out there, and then I'm going to see what the universe puts back, and then I'm going to put it back into the drawing.
Cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, so maybe I can draw like a few versions of her after this. So we'll see.
Nice.
It's a fun thing, and using Instagram like a community rather than likes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is the most important thing too.
But it is like it feels easier.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Twitter is going super well. Thank you, Procreate team.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so dope.
That was super cool. And it's just basically screenshots of this image. Like, it's like not even the whole thing. It's just like part of the face with the gun, sort of like. And they've been doing crazy good. So that was, I guess, a bit of a carrot today.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to see it finished and see what happens with it. Maybe I'll even do my version.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Because I told Matthias that he had to do one as well.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
No, but he does this, like, he's done, I think, I don't remember if he did the apple as well. Oh, he did the apple as well. Or the pear. I don't remember which one I had
don't
out.
remember.
Because I've had the pear out, I've had the apple out, and I've had that girl with all the patches on. The bubblegum.
Oh, yeah.
Hubba bubba cap girl. Whatever. With a sword and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is like one of my favorite things to do. Like all these challenges are super fun.
So cool. Yeah. Activate the community.
Mm-hmm. But back to the topic.
Back to the topic. Yes. So, all right.
I feel so inspired right now.
Yes, me too. Like,
because it's been the podcast has been so like maybe you don't feel it because we still say stupid shit, but it's felt so dark.
Yeah,
like,
it
personally,
really
on a
has.
personal level. Like every time I leave, I just feel like darkness. Yeah, like Batman. Like they killed my parents. Like,
yeah. That's exactly what it's felt like.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Sons of bitches.
But I think like with every episode, we've become increasingly or like not
older.
Yes, that too. But like a little bit happier.
Yeah.
Even if it's been dark at times and happy at times.
Fake it till you make it.
100%. That's my credo. Yes. But no, I definitely feel it too. And like I said, maybe tomorrow it's gonna be the total opposite.
Yep.
But for now, I'm going to ride this wave and just see where it takes me.
Yeah.
And again, super pumped for Wednesday.
Yes.
Movie time. But, all right, going back to the emotional stuffs, apart from me sort of realizing that I enjoy creating my pieces a lot more with the emotional attachment to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you don't have that yet. I'm saying yet because you're going to get there one day, my friend.
Depends, yeah.
But
I don't know.
So like when you are creating, because you dive into it regardless of feeling like super happy or super shit.
Yeah.
How does it affect you while you are working? Like, because that has to affect you in some way, right?
Well, it's more of like becoming an actor while drawing. Like I become the thing I draw. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. That's super interesting.
Like, let's take the piece that is super like current right now.
Yeah.
And everyone who's sort of listened to this podcast has probably seen it. But the Ginger Bandit is basically one of those, like Snake Plissken characters, like she's pretty Plissken. Really get it out. Like a bad guy, like a villain.
Metal Gear Solid people. Right? No.
What?
But Snake is inspired by Snake Plissken.
Yeah. Exactly.
Escaped from LA and New York. Yeah.
He escaped a lot of places. I was thinking the exact same thing, like not in that order. But it's basically one of those characters that can basically solve anything you throw at them, like the old movies where your action hero was
80s
like
rule.
They get battered, they get into all this crazy shit, but they always come out on top, and this character is like she's a hero, but she's also not very nice and
an anti-hero,
yeah. And she also has attitude and all that stuff, and she doesn't give a fuck. Like That is, and you have to sort of get into that headspace. When you're drawing it, you want, like, I do the facial expressions. I'm thinking of sort of like the mannerisms, why she acts the way she does, the way she would sort of interrogate someone and what she would bring to that, or, you know, like whatever it is.
So do you build this character like a full-on movie story in your head?
Just a scene. Usually I just have a scene. It's like all the stories that I have are basically just a cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything I just take from that. And then, like, maybe this happened because of this. But I don't consciously think about it. It's stuff that just happens, sort of like moving pictures all the time.
Yeah.
Like firing at, I don't know, like millions of them, like in an hour, you know, like while you work on it. So it's all very loose.
That's how our brain works, I think. Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't feel like it, you know, like when you're trying to put this together into a cohesive sort of retelling of your ideas, and then you're like, but I didn't get, and then you start fucking it up.
But I wondered there, like, if there's, if that would be, like, if those images would be different depending on your mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because the thing is that whatever I start drawing, I don't start from emotion personally. Like, oh, I feel dark, draw dark. Like,
yeah.
I've drawn, you know, like happy little devils and stuff like that. And I've been super sad, you know, like, which is the opposite of how I feel.
Yeah.
And I think there is an image that I've been trying to draw because I feel it, but I just can't make it. And it's sort of like a little child, like a forest child or something, where her sort of wolf dies, and she just screams and lies, you know, with the fallen wolf.
Oh, yeah.
In like foliage and stuff. And I just haven't been able to draw that image because I can't get the emotion that I'm feeling thinking about it into that piece. Anything, because I can't get that emotion that feels like a fraud. You know, like the image doesn't feel honest, or like it's not capturing what I want it to. And I really want it to be ugly, crying, screaming, you know, like primal, like you forget everything that makes you a person, and there's just sadness.
Yeah.
And I get chills thinking about it, and sort of like, it's so sad, and I feel that sadness. I don't know where this feeling is coming from, because this is like, I've had rats die, you know, and like small pets.
Yeah.
And you were sad, but this is so much more. It's a companion that dies, you know, like someone.
Exactly. I don't think it's a pet.
It is not a pet.
It's a piece of you.
Way beyond that. Yeah. And it dies, and you're still sort of like, you're so innocent still, so it hurts even more. Yeah, because you're not dark, you know, like I can be sort of like, oh well, people die all the time. Yeah, that doesn't exist yet. No, like no. This is your first death, the
first experience of
loss.
Yes.
Yeah, like first love, first loss, like all that stuff.
That's heavy.
And I just want to capture that feeling, and I just can't get it. So that piece always falls away. Like I can't, because it becomes composition. It becomes this, because I'm trying to capture where I would sort of, at what angle would I capture this emotion? It becomes too much, but I just want the emotion. You know what I mean? Like I don't want composition. I don't want perspective. I don't want any of that. I just want the emotional sort of like, as I see it in my head, but it's not clear. It's just moving all the time, you know, and I just can't for the life of me capture that. And it makes me so sad. Yeah. Like the image, thinking about it while I do it. So it is. But it's not something I've experienced. It's not based on anything really.
No, it's like, just you have this image, and
it's so emotional for me. Yeah.
Comes the emotion. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if I add music to that, I can cry of the idea of it. Yeah, you know, how you can sort of like, you can trigger emotion, and I do that a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with me and Chadwick. It feels so wrong saying it, but yeah, it really did.
It just amplifies
It was just so sad. Yeah, and then sitting there like drawing his face, and I don't know. I feel really happy with the way the face is coming out. Like it really looks like him, and it just made me so genuinely sad. Yeah, like it broke me somehow. Yeah. But it was beautiful in that way too, and it just made me like, you know, it made me happy after, of course, being sad, but just that I could allow myself to go there. Like it's okay, just keep going, keep drawing it.
But I've been crying for too long now as a grown up. Like, no, but I can, like, something
it's
I do
a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, anything I do, if I can't have emotion in it, there's no point in doing it.
No.
Like games, movies, shows, music. If I'm not feeling it, I don't want to do it. Like, it's pointless.
Exactly.
Because I've always had people, like, when I was watching Logan, I think is the latest, because I saw it with others, like the second or third time.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, yeah, I had to hold it back. I was like, I didn't hold shit back. Like, if you had just, like, lit up the room right then and just, put a camera on my face.
You'd see a wet Greek.
Yeah, same thing with the fucking, like, the end of, what's it called? Like, I was super sad with Red Dead Redemption. Like, I invest emotion so that the payback is big.
The same with me and Tsushima.
Yeah, you just have to. Like, otherwise, you're losing the experience. You know what I mean? Like, because I'll remember it because of the emotional. I don't have to photograph that moment because it hurt. You know what I mean?
But that's also, because that's something that I thought about, like, on the way over here.
Yeah.
After we decided the topic, that, you know, all the really, really good movies, not memories, all the really, really good movies are the ones that have that.
Yeah.
That has brought that out. And all, you know,
well,
and
that's
then
why
you
nostalgia works,
of course.
know, as well.
Yeah. So, like, that is the most important thing. Like, you need to be able to bring out emotion, whether it is laughter, hatred, sadness, or whatever it is. If a movie can bring that out, like, genuinely from you, then it's succeeded. If it hasn't been able to do that, it's a shit movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, of course, this, like, hearing it now that I'm saying it, it's, of course, that's the whole fucking point
of this whole podcast. Like,
but it's
we just say
like,
shit that is obvious, but not
for everybody.
For everyone, or it is. But you just need to hear it from someone.
Exactly.
That isn't yourself.
And hopefully hearing this will make you think of your pieces in a little bit of a different way, maybe, so that you can, in some way or form, maybe not now, but in the future, add that added emotional hook to whatever it is you are creating.
It really does help. Because even stuff that we talk about here, that we sometimes, like, it's not a bit more personal. Like, you guys reach out and, like, I really connected with that. But sometimes it just feels like you're giving a bit too much info, you know what I mean? On a personal thing.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're sort of outing yourself to everyone. But then when you get that sort of feedback that others felt that and they just felt weird about it, and then it feels okay because they're not alone in it, that's also, like...
That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Like, that is definitely why we do it.
That's why it's a lot of unfiltered stuff that flies through these microphones.
We're not crying yet.
No.
Not audible.
Oh, man. On the subject of his passing, though, Chadwick, I was going through because I love Twitter. Like, I love to sort of... Twitter does everything right except the bantering, you know, when people argue. But I don't have that in my feed. But I just saw, like, what people did and what he meant to the black community. And this little kid that I showed you, he took all his Avenger toys that my son also has.
So sweet.
And he just put them up and made, like, this memorial and sort of, like, you know, where he put Black Panther on this, like, table. Altar, yeah. And then he had flowers and he had all the Avengers lined up against his garage door, you know, like standing behind, like sort of.
Yeah, and he was standing in the Wakanda pose.
Yeah. Oh, man. When I saw that yesterday, it's just like.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't only that. It was so many little boys where Black Panther was such an iconic, like, hero to, like representation, like, you know, that they had a hero, a black hero that they could look up to.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Marvel had Wesley Snipes, you know, but it wasn't even near the emotional impact of Black Panther. Like,
exactly, Black Panther was relatable, you know, and he was, like, like if you asked me to like, oh, Elias, you're Black Panther now, like I wouldn't even know where to begin. You know what I mean? Like
no, where would you begin with
like he
any
did
of
such
these
an
characters?
awesome job with that.
Yeah.
And like anything else has been in is it's very good.
Yes.
So
like he's a good actor.
He's
like,
a very good.
You can't say anything about it.
But it's just
of course. But as soon as he donned that suit, he became the Black Panther. Like he's not a make-believe character from a comic book anymore. He's a real dude. Like, of course, the suit and all that is make-believe, but when he steps away from the camera, he's still the king of Wakanda. You know what I mean? Like, he has that face, and he can't take that off.
But also, like, when you see everything around that, you know, like, I remember when the movie came out. Again, not even my favorite movie, but what it meant to the whole community, and that's so beautiful.
Plus, the music was made by a Swedish guy, and he got an Oscar for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Same guy that made the music for Tenet, by the way. But,
yeah. Okay, well, it was good.
Just to tie it into that.
It is awesome.
Yeah, no, like that movie was such a stepping stone for the Black community on the planet.
Oh, man, I remember, like, I watched so many videos of him doing appearances after that.
And Michael B. Jordan as well.
Yeah. But it was so good, like how the fans and stuff like just flipped out.
Yeah,
because you know, like
finally,
it felt like sure Wesley Snipes did his thing back then, but in a while we haven't had a strong Black hero.
No,
and when he sort of does his appearances, like they're so magical. Like it's all like heartfelt. You know, like it's so magical to just see everyone there. What it meant to them, because I think he's like behind drapes or something on a stage, and he's like Wakanda forever and does the whole thing, and this lady is like, oh, that sounds like him, and then it is him, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's all,
the Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, was
thing,
it the Jimmy Fallon thing? Yeah,
Jimmy...
yeah, whichever, Kimmel or
yeah.
I was gonna say Kimmy or Camel, but not. but it's just that's what people should be focusing on, like positive shit, like so much.
And again, emotion,
yeah.
He just sells it, so again it's believable.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know what the point was with all this. Like I
lost
the point. Emotions, just emotions.
No, you wanted to tell the story about the little kid who did the lineup from Twitter.
But it was fucking like it was super touching.
It's so touching. And then like just thinking that he's been battling cancer while doing all of this. Like he's been such a fucking real superhero.
Yeah.
Masking it, like just I can't even begin to imagine the pain he must have been through, like while practicing all of the choreography, doing all of the stunts. He does so much in this movie or these movies, and there's not even a hint of him being sick. It's so
movie magic.
Yeah.
But
what a fucking hero. And I think that's also the thing. Like, it just makes it even more sad.
Sad, yeah.
Yeah, that, he was suffering that much, but still delivered this epic, hero. Yeah. So we will always remember, for sure.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
And also, I'm going to probably watch that with my kids. It's a pretty cool movie.
Yes.
Like, I think my kids will really appreciate it in that sense. Like, although I thought it was CG, my kids don't see when it's CG.
No.
So it won't ruin that part for them. So
no. Yeah. No, it's definitely worth a watch. Like, and I really do love Michael B. Jordan in that movie, too. Like, he's such a perfect bad guy, but he's not really a bad guy, No,
he has his reasons for doing what he does, yeah.
And it's like one of the best sort of Marvel bad guys, I think, in that way, because of, again, the emotional hook that you're like, but I'm with him on this.
I'm with him, yeah. They did him wrong.
Yeah. So, yeah. It is a better movie than I give it credit. And
for me, it's just the CGI.
I've still seen it like 10
CGI,
times.
Yeah, but it's the CGI that ruins it.
Yeah.
Like, the end fight ruins it for me.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I really like everything else. Like, I would have loved to be in that city, like the street market, the little thing they show there. I was like, take me there. Like, I want to be there. I don't want to be in this high-tech stuff. I want to be there in the streets. Like, that is magical.
And it just feels alive in that way, too. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Very, very good.
But
yeah. So, do we have any other things on like when it comes to emotion tied to creating in general? I mean, we did touch a little bit on music and the importance of
music is for me, and like you said as well, like super important. When I set off to create, like I usually start creating, you know, like when I walk, I can listen to like epic movie music, and that starts building up these little scenes in my head, and it can just be like a thing. Like an action scene, an emotional scene, depending on the music, and from there I might be like, oh, I want this freeze framed because that is what I want. I want that, like if it's like powerful or like evil or whatever it is, like I want that, whatever that is, and then you sort of hone in on that, and the music just keeps amping up or something, you know, and it's like building this little thing in your head, because without music, it's just quiet in my brain. Yeah. Like, there's not a lot that happens up there.
No. And for me, it always goes, again, like, to the dark stuff. But with music, I can sort of balance that out, and it can be, you know, more happier or, you know, whatever it is. But also, like, for you, you know, just thinking how I would go about creating that sort of wolf piece would be trying to get into that mind set and like, well, I guess just listen to like a lot of Celine Dion or something and just, you know, really get fucking sad and try
Lana Del Rey, Young and Beautiful, whatever the fuck it's called.
No, Celine Dion.
No, Celine Dion doesn't work Ashes, for me. But that works. But I only think about Deadpool.
Exactly.
Now. It's ruined.
No, I heard it this morning while drawing on Chadwick, and I was like, yep, it works here too. Yeah, it fucking works. And had to hold back the tears again. But yeah, no, just really getting into, you know, trying to find that type of music that would work for that scene, and really like maybe even listen to that song like 1, 2, 3 times instead of just, you know, in the passing, and sort of, I think for me at least, it would help set that scene and nail the different things better. Maybe not the angle, but
I wouldn't know where to start. Like, but I want. The important thing is the crying, the sort of like the like. That's the thing. It's not a thing. Yeah. It's the pain that you want, because I'm feeling it, but I can't express it. You know. Yeah. And then to freeze frame that moment, where do you freeze frame? Like, there's so many questions, but you don't want questions. You just want that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But I mean, and that is the coolest thing about sort of what we do, what we get to do. Yeah. That we can make that out of thin air. Yeah. Like getting like a little bit spiritual or whatever here, but it's so cool, really.
It is cool.
That, you know, that's something that, because we live it every day and we do it so much, we don't take a step back and think of these things most of the time, but that we can actually create something like that. And then, well, if you do create that piece and I look at it and I can feel that, you know, that's
what I
really
want.
Important.
I want people to be able to feel my piece, you know. Come on. And I ruined it. Cool.
Another one for the VHS tape.
Please. Oh, man. I want people to feel my piece. Oh, my God.
So good.
But yeah, that's
soft porn action movie starring Ilias Petlis.
Flex my bicep.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, it is like, I love music though, because it can really invoke anything. And I'm not a music snob. I can listen to all music. Opera, like, I can, but it's specific songs. Like,
I don't really get it.
I don't really get it either. No. But I think there is an opera song out there that would probably, you know, because there's like, all my exes live in Texas. Like, that song is shit, but it has such a great emotional tie to it that it works. Yeah. So now I love that song. It's a really good song for me. But is it a good song? Like, would I listen to it without the emotional attachment? Not at all. No. But, and I was thinking about something that makes me super happy is a memory of us drawing at your place. and watching El Dorado and then just saying the lines at the same time.
Yeah.
And then sort of pausing, you know, like and laughing together because we say it like word for word, like we practiced it.
Oh my
like,
God, yeah.
all the time.
No, every time we watched it, it was like a movie rehearsal. Like
Yeah, but that's what it felt like, like a dry reading or like a table read.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember what we drew.
I do.
No, but I mean, like, it was always different. Like, but because we watched it a lot.
Oh, yeah. So many times.
But we could just, like, we said,
that's
like,
just
okay,
one of the billion movies we watched.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And we also, like, for watching a lot of new movies, we also rewatched a lot of movies. Like, we're going to watch, like, El Dorado, Treasure Planet, and blah, 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 Atlantis.
Yes.
And then we would just watch them back to back.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Exactly.
The whole
Street Fighter thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we would just have these. And I was like, did we ever get out? Like, that room must have smelled.
It did. Because you got out, I had to go back in.
Like, yeah, see you later. Oh, my God. No, but it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, we could sit there until dawn and just draw and watch.
And we did.
So
many times.
So many times. But it's like little things there, you know, like that are.
But yeah, those are like, again, for me too, the most treasured memories I have of childhood, pretty much. And it was
that is something I would love to revisit. I don't have to be the person sitting there, but I would just love to get a glimpse into sort of like see if I can connect back to us then. You know, like just sit like basically travel back in time and just look through the window.
I still have all those DVDs. So we could do
try to
a Bill and Ted 3.
Recreate that feeling. Like what did we watch on January 3rd?
I wonder how much of those movies we could recite still, like to this day. I think just watching that movie, we would get into it straight away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, El Dorado, but I've seen it like a million times after.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, like it
was like my like whenever I felt a little bit down or even like
I watched it like at least once a year for a while, you know, like all the like, oh, it's here. Oh, it's on TV. Oh, it's here. It's
exactly.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like flip by it.
I've even seen it in Swedish.
There you go.
That is weird. That is
sacrilege.
Dude, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine that.
No. It's like the dubs are okay, but the English or something like. No. Sometimes I really feel as enthusiastic as Miguel is in the scene where he's like, on the trail we blaze, and then he cuts the like that is one of my favorite moments.
Exactly.
Because his enthusiasm, like that's how we should all aspire to be.
Yes.
When life gives you wall, you just go further down.
Yeah.
the
you keep chopping
until you find the path.
Yeah.
Man, that is that's a beautiful moment. Like that movie has everything. Like fuck, it's so good.
Yeah, and great soundtrack too.
I'm probably gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's time.
It's already bubbling in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I mean, all of this babble has been with an emotional sort of connection throughout the whole thing, really.
Like this is the first episode where it feels like the topic, like although all over the place, it felt good today. You know what I mean? Like for a couple of weeks I've just wanted to not do this.
Yeah.
And we've done it anyway because that's how we roll.
That's
like
always
fuck you
how we
feelings.
Roll. Yeah.
But today felt good. Like it felt nice to do the podcast.
This is like again, it's almost like a therapy session, you know.
It feels like it's been a lot of therapy. These past few weeks.
It has. Like, I mean, we're not shy of saying that we do use it as our confessional or our therapy.
Sometimes I feel like I'm like pulling one over on all of you. Like, free therapy, motherfucker.
But yes.
Yeah.
100%. And I think with that said, that's
let me
pretty
just
much
check my notes.
Yeah, do it.
I had one thing that I wrote down. Let's see. Emotional. No, I had nothing. But I wrote down that life doesn't give a shit about you, so make sure you live the way you want to live life. Like, you know, you can.
I almost quoted you word for word like yesterday.
Yeah.
Seriously, like that's been in my head for like the last few weeks as well. Like nobody really gives a shit.
Yeah.
You are whatever you want to be.
But that's what I mean. Like, you could drop dead, and
hopefully you will have people be sad.
But I mean, like life as an abstract thing doesn't care if you live or die. Like you mean nothing.
It
like
keeps moving.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it'll just keep going without you. Like it doesn't like, oh shit, we lost. No, it just keeps moving. So do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Exactly.
Except crazy murderous things. So hey.
Yeah. Or
just go dark like Robert and draw it.
Yes,
or write
exactly. Or sculpt it.
Or talk it.
Yeah. And
write it and talk it.
I think with that said, that's a good segue into Toolies.
Toolies.
Yeah, let's just do swishy swishy and tooly. And now we're sort of in the tools.
Yeah.
So
Robert's gonna read you a poem.
Exactly. Yes. No. So I just asked people on the Discord if it would be sort of something they wanted to hear. And so I wrote a stupid story.
I love it though. I'm so happy I didn't listen to it because now I can go in as everyone else and listen to it.
Yeah, this is like, for me, this is terrifying. It really is. I do feel like I am putting myself out there naked for everybody to see. And it's not a lot to see. But it is super scary because this is so unfamiliar territory. Yeah. This is the first time I'm pretty much letting anybody read anything that I've written.
With you reading it?
With me reading it too, yeah. So in that way it feels better, I guess.
Did you make voices?
The kind of.
Because I love that we talk about it as if it hasn't happened yet. But it has. And then you're just going to add it after this?
I know.
So did you make voices?
No, I didn't make voices.
Or did you read it like an audiobook?
More like an audiobook. I tried to put in a little bit of focus on acting ish. Well, you'll hear it. You'll hear it.
Cool. This is going to be a long edit for you. You know that,
yes.
Right? You're going to fucking struggle with that one.
I know. This is going to suck. And for anybody that doesn't want to hear this story, it's roughly like half an hour long. So
I'll write it in the show notes.
Nice. So you can just skip ahead or stop the podcast now, whatever.
And burn it.
Yes. What I want to say about the story, I wrote this story when I was in Finland this February. So 2020, I was in Finland visiting Anna's sort of grandma and family right before shit hit the fan with the COVID thing. So, but I was bored as fuck. So I wrote...
And Finland is a horror story.
And Finland is a horror story. No, I got inspired, of course, darkness. And so I was just like, every once in a while when I had some time to myself, I just kept writing this story, like this stupid little horror story.
Dude, I'm just hearing like, Robert was a young teenager. Just like,
yeah. But I really would love your honest opinion on this, like speaking to both Ilias and everybody out there listening. Of course, I'm an emotional wreck and, try to be nice. But yeah, if you like it, let me know. And if you want to hear more of this stuff, it's not easy to writing a story like this. This is pretty much the only finished story I've ever written.
Oh, it's finished even. Like it's
a full
complete
story.
Shit.
It is a half an hour short story, sort of. But half an hour is long. Yes.
I could have been Tracy.
So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it won't be too horrible, or maybe it will be horrifying.
Ding, ding, ding,
but yeah, it ties well into the art challenge we put out last week. So this is sort of my contribution to that thing. And with that said, let's just roll me babbling on for half an hour and do a little bit of a stretch. So tape recorder, do the thing.
Sounds that make sense. Added here.
Awesome. All right. I'm not nervous at all. All right, I'm just going to read this straight off the page. So whatever mistakes is in here, that's in there. So, yeah, hopefully this will go pretty smoothly. And, well, I suck at reading. But anyways, here goes. So this story is called Window. To whomever it may concern. My name is Robert, and I'm writing this down just in hope of getting it out of my head. Maybe you believe it, or maybe you don't, but here it is. I was born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden, where me and my girlfriend Anna now both live. But when this story was taking place, we were visiting Finland. We had gone to visit the girlfriend's family and get a break from our busy city life. Our trip there went very smoothly, an hour by plane, up and down, then we had arrived. I always loved coming to this country, and especially this far up where nature still is an overwhelmingly large part of the land. Green, thick trees, and that fresh air that you just can't breathe in any other part of the planet. When we landed, we were picked up by my girlfriend's father, a tall, former military police, but now retired, but still more fit than me all day. He waited for us inside the very tiny airport and drove us straight home to Anna's grandmother for a quick coffee. This was another place I loved visiting. Anna's gran was one of the most fun and dirty old dames I knew, and she was always very happy to see both of us. And she was always very in my face with how much she loved that me and Anna had found each other. Compared to Anna's dad, that never really let me feel like I could relax around him. After about an hour or two, it was time to move on, and I really felt sad having to leave her alone in her large old house. The destination after was to a house that was far from all city life, deep in the Finnish primeval forest. Really magical when you come from the big city where every bastard is stressed out and it is never really quiet. We turned off the highway and drove for an eternity in the dense, thick forest. I dozed off, then woke up, took a proper nap, woke up, and we were still far from our destination. Finally, we arrived at the house out in the actual middle of nowhere. No one has lived in this house for several years, said Anna's dad, as we turned into the overgrown road and then front yard of this old house. The house was apparently owned by Anna's estranged uncle. One day, he had just decided to disappear from the face of the earth. This was not at all strange, as he apparently always was a person who preferred his own company. Therefore, this house had been the perfect thing for him, isolated from the rest of the world in his own little paradise. But as I said, he had just up and disappeared one day, like he had gone up in smoke. And now, after so many years, he had been declared deceased. So now we, Anna and I, would be here overnight to get some peace and quiet. The next day her father would pick us up again for new adventures in their hometown and then sleep at his house for the next 2 nights. But now we would spend the night here to get away from the stress and bubble of all of the real world, plus break in the property so the house was not just standing there unused. The silence felt thick around us when we got out of the car, really noticeable, like a thick fog but not at all misty, or maybe like the feeling that we were watched in some way. A shiver curled up in the nape of my neck. I shook it off quickly, trying not to let the negative thoughts take hold. Just focus on the fact that we actually get this hidden paradise to ourselves for this one night. We lifted our bags into the house while Anna's father started the wood-fired sauna for us in the bathroom. We had a couple of beers, ate a little, and then jumped into the sauna where we just enjoyed each other's company out in the now pitch-black, dead, quiet nature. Since it was winter-ish, it made the forest even darker and more quiet, so we enjoyed every second of being in this lovely little bubble of ours. After the sauna, it was time for dinner, more drinks, and just a nice time with father-in-law before he left us for the rest of the evening. When, shortly after the meal, I went to the toilet to pee, I thought I saw something. The house had only one bathroom, and it was on the ground floor of the house. In that toilet, there was a large floor-to-ceiling window that looked out onto the rough, wild nature in the backyard of the house. I still get a little jealous of how nice it was there. I stood there a long time and just enjoyed the openness out there on the other side of that big window. It was so dark that you couldn't see anything other than the nearest branches. They looked like hands trying to warm themselves in the light from the house, calmly swaying in the mild breeze outside. Then, all of a sudden, one of the trees moved. Not that it was moving in the wind, but it was like moving. Into the forest, it disappeared as if to hide in the darkness of the woods. It scared me so much that I jumped up and gave off an unconscious little scream. I stood staring as if mesmerized by the darkness, trying to see if anything else was moving out there. When I thought What's going on in there? Are you okay? Anna's father had heard my little howl. I'm going to start moving now, he said. I blinked, quickly washed my hands, came out, and thanked him so much for everything he had done for us. We followed him out to the car, and I felt I had to ask. Was there actually no one else living here in the area? He said that everything lived around us out here. Then he grinned and said, no. Out here you are completely in the womb of nature, and put his heavy hand on my shoulder before he jumped into the car and drove away. It was now about 8 o'clock, so we went into the house, sat down with a whiskey in front of the open fireplace, and continued to enjoy each other's company. It's often said that one's partner is the one, but with Anna, it was actually true. 3 years into the relationship, and I just kept falling more and more in love. Anna is the great love of my life. After about an hour of total coziness in front of the fire, 3 loud knocks were suddenly heard on the front door. We both jumped in shock. Did he forget something? Anna said, looking confused. I got up, went out to the front door and opened it. I was met only by darkness and silence. What the hell? I said out loud. At that very moment, I heard Anna scream from inside the cabin. Her scream made me terrified. I ran to her without blinking, and in the middle of the house, she now stood completely pale with both hands in front of her face, shaking her head. I asked what had happened, and she couldn't give me a word. She just stood there in complete shock with her hands over her face. Please, darling, you have to tell me what happened. I begged, and I held her close. She was shaking so much that even I started chopping my teeth. After what felt like an eternity in my arms, she finally whispered. She smiled at me. As soon as she said those words, she began to cry, and just at that moment I realized that I did not close the front door when I ran to her, and at that very moment, we heard the front door close. We both now stood completely still, listening so intensely that it burned in our ears. I didn't even dare to breathe. Everything was completely quiet. We couldn't have imagined this. We both heard the knock on the door clearly, and even though I did not see what Anna had seen, I know my girlfriend well enough to know that she was not fucking around. On the contrary, I've never seen her that scared before. I've never actually seen any person that scared in my entire life. But that fear made me start moving again. With the adrenaline rush, I told Anna that I had to take a look through the house and see if anyone had entered or not. Anna woke up from her shock and grabbed me by the arm hard. Don't leave me, Robert. Her smile. You didn't see her smile, she said in a tone that went from sobbing to purely horrified. She started crying again and held me tight. She was still shaking all over, and I said I would never leave her, no matter what happened, gently stroking her back. But we couldn't just stand there and wait for something that might not come either. In fact, it could have only been the wind slamming the door too. "I'm calling Dad," said Anna with new energy. She picked up her phone, but, of course, it had no connection in the middle of this thick forest. I picked up mine too, just to confirm the same thing. It was all dead. We decided to take action and walked slowly up and peeked around the corner, carefully surveying the kitchen. It was empty. I immediately went for the biggest knife I could find, and Anna did the same. To be honest, I was probably more scared when I took the knives than before we took the knives, but I would rather have a weapon of some kind than just stand there empty-handed if there was actually some fucking maniac running around the house. So, good days. I started by opening the front door and looking out again. It was completely quiet and dark, just like before. I slammed the door hard so that the windows rattled. I locked the door in hope that it might scare the intruder a little, and maybe that we get like an upper hand over the fear that I had in the pit of my stomach. Slowly, we went through every piece of the house and only became more and more scared for every room and corner that stood empty. She will be in the next room. Empty. She's gonna be in the next room. But no, nothing. The house was completely empty. After we combed through the whole house 3 times and really made sure that there was no one there, we could finally breathe again. After a while, even Anna began to doubt if what she had seen was real or not. "Maybe I fell asleep and just dreamed. It just felt so real," she said. I took the opportunity and asked her the burning question in my head. "What exactly did you see?" She tried to explain. "I don't know for sure. I thought I saw a face outside the window. I think it was a woman, but it was so dark outside." I asked her why she would react that way if it was just a woman. Maybe she was in need of help, like a lost traveler or something. She continued, now becoming more frightened again, but trying not to show it. No, there was something off about it. But the worst thing was that face. The face. It had no eyes. It was just black cavities. Her voice had begun to rise, and Anna began to cry again. Her smile, it was just so fucking uncomfortable, like she knew something I didn't. A genuinely nasty grin, and she slowly kept coming closer to the window. Everything went so fast, and then you came, and she was just gone. "Maybe I'm starting to go crazy or something," she said, putting her hands to her face, shaking her head again. "If you were crazy, you wouldn't think you were going crazy," I said, hugging her and kissing her on the head. It was now 11:15, and I suggested I would just try to get some sleep. Anna reluctantly said yes, so we both went to bed. It was of course difficult to fall asleep, but in the end, Anna fell asleep in my arms, and shortly after that, I fell asleep too. I had terrible dreams. What I remember was standing in the middle of the woods. It was day, or at least bright. Anna was standing there with her back towards me, and I had gotten my feet stuck in the ground, and I was slowly sinking, and I couldn't get loose. I tried to scream, but I couldn't even make a sound. But the worst part was that Anna just stood there, completely motionless, and looked out into the woods in front of her. I continued to sink deeper, and it felt like my whole body was being torn or chewed to pieces by several mouths with icy teeth beneath the ground. When I was almost completely engulfed with earth now covering my mouth and nose, Anna's head slowly turned towards me. She had a horrible expression. She had a crazy wide smile, and her eyes were wide open, like a completely fucking crazy smile. My body was torn apart, and then everything just became dark and cold. I sat up with a jerk, completely soaked in sweat, nearly doing a fucking backflip. Anna lay completely motionless and did not notice me and my flapping around at all. I sat there in bed staring out the window into the darkness, just trying to get my heart rate down a bit so I could fall back asleep again. And that's when I heard a strange rasping sound out on the facade of the house. I listened so intensely that my ears hurt, and then it just became quiet. Old houses in the middle of the forest have a tendency to make strange noises, so I let it go. Until it started again. More rasping, and a sort of drag against the wall outside the window. I felt the panic starting to creep in, and I began to have trouble breathing. The sound continued outside, getting louder and louder, closer and closer, until it sounded like it was right by the window, when it became quiet again. Absolutely silent. I lay motionless and stared out the window with the knife now hard in my hand. I didn't even dare to blink. It felt like an eternity of numbing silence. After a while, I started to be able to catch my breath again, and I felt the calm slowly starting to come back, my eyes still glued to the window. Then, all of a sudden, something broke the black frame I was staring at. Something that rose very slowly outside the window. It was the top of a head, slowly rising up, higher and higher up, becoming increasingly more clear. I was so scared I was paralyzed. No matter how much I wanted to take Anna and escape, I couldn't. My body refused to move. I just sat there staring at this thing creeping up past the windowsill. Now the eyes crept up, and to my horror, there were no eyes. Only black fucking holes staring straight at me. The window was upstairs, so it had to be at least 3 meters above the ground, and this head still continued to rise higher and higher, staring at me there in bed where I felt completely defenseless. The pale face without eyes continued to rise up out there in the dark, and then it got even worse as the face spread out into a wide, horrific grin. Only the mouth smiled, though. Everything else was as stiff and dead as a porcelain doll's face. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. A porcelain doll without eyes. A hand consisting of long, unnaturally narrow fingers gently opened the small window, and it began to eel in, limb after limb. I was still completely paralyzed by sheer horror. First came an arm, then a leg, but all joints looked to be like almost boneless, or a snake or a worm. I was locked in eye contact with this thing that was coming towards me, towards us. I let the panic take over. I raised the knife to attack, but the knife, it was no longer in my hand, but on the nightstand, and the creature stepped in and opened its wide, smiling mouth. The stench from the growing gape was suffocating, like if you leave a pair of pig's feet in the sun for a week. Just sweet, rotten meat, or the stench of death. I woke up with a jerk so hard that I almost threw Anna out of bed. What's happening? She screamed and sat up in bed, preparing for everything. It was just a dream. It was just a dream, I said, breathing as if I'd just run a mile. Anna started sobbing quietly and said she just wanted to go home now. I comforted her as best I could, and around 3 o'clock she fell asleep again. She'd always been good at falling asleep. At this point, I needed to pee so much that I was about to burst, and had to go down to the house's only toilet in the bathroom downstairs. How can you not have peed once since we came here? I whispered to a completely knocked out girlfriend who now did not even notice that I was moving. I stepped up carefully and walked as quietly as I could just down to the toilet. My body vibrated with shivers, both because I needed to pee, but also from my goosebumps that screamed to my body, "Just fucking escape!" I didn't dare to light a lamp, as that would definitely attract whatever it was out there. Between each step I took, I listened intently for sounds I did not recognize, but it was completely quiet. Too quiet. Too quiet. When I came down to the ground floor and finally approached the bathroom door, I could feel a weak, cool breeze at my feet and immediately came to think of the large window inside the bathroom and what I forgot I thought I had seen moving around outside. My stomach turned in fear when I realized that I actually never checked if that particular window was locked when we had been searching through the house. To be honest, I didn't think it was a window that could be open, but now the window was. Without a fucking doubt, the window was open. A faint but strange smell crept forward with the cool breeze under the small crack beneath the door. A musky, wild scent as familiar as it was unnatural, like an old hunting lodge with rotting meat in it. The fucking knife! I had forgotten to bring the fucking knife from the nightstand. My eyes started to sting as I tried to hold back my tears, and I peed myself. The liquid quickly dripped through my underoos, landing on the quiet wooden floor like pieces of metal on concrete. The scent became even stronger now. Something was moving in the bathroom now, and I thought I could hear a choked giggle or laugh. A child, maybe? But more like an old lady pretending to sound like a child. It was so goddamn fucking bone-chilling creepy. Panic kicked my adrenaline into high gear and I ran like lightning to the nearest chair, which I threw against the bathroom door, blocking the handle just the moment the handle started bending down. The chair stopped the handle and the door remained closed. It was moving more intensely and harder now, but the chair stood as if it was bolted to the floor, and it was going nowhere. I started crying for real, and I didn't dare to move. What was I supposed to do? I thought of Anna, who was completely unaware of what was happening up there in bed. I have to protect her at all costs. She's the only thing that matters. The handle stopped moving, and I could clearly make out the sound of something heavy being dragged out of the bathroom. The air became lighter, as if there was a pressure in the atmosphere around the bathroom, and all at once, the awful smell subsided. I could finally breathe normally again. I wiped my stinging eyes, turned around to run up to Anna again, and there it was. Outside the kitchen window she stood, or whatever you want to call it, and looked at me, just like in my dream. And just like in my dream, that bloody smile spread across the blue, pale, doll-like face. This was absolutely no crazy blind woman I was face to face with. This was a tall, dark, slender creature with bony limbs and a back that was bent in an unhumanly strange angle. The face was exactly like I had dreamt. It did not look alive, but still was somehow. The eyes were not there, just black holes in the pale, doll-like face. It looked like the thing was wearing a living mask. Something that it may have created to be able to fool lost people in this ancient old thick forest or something. The creature gently rocked closer to the window with its black holes locked in my tear-filled eyes and finally pressed its fake face against it. It tapped the window a little lightly with its long, bony finger and smiled. Then slid down below the window frame completely out of sight. And there I stood, half naked, with piss-soaked underwear, more scared than I thought possible. I couldn't move. I must have stood there staring for several hours out of that kitchen window, because all of a sudden I saw the light starting to rise over the treetops. It had finally become a new day. I continued to just stand there in my pool of piss, looking at the light, now crying again. Maybe out of gratitude for the light, or just that the shock had subsided a bit, I don't know. But I still didn't dare to move. I couldn't move. I was sure it was still out there under that window, in the kitchen, and if I moved, it would come in and peel our skin off us alive, and then use our dead faces as new doll-like masks or something even worse that I can't fucking imagine. Many hours later, Anna came down the stairs and found me standing there. "But my God, Robert, what are you doing?" I heard the panic in her voice as she tried to shake me awake. My body was icy cold and stiff as a statue. I couldn't move. I still couldn't move. Anna took her phone, which now obviously worked, called her father, and then 112, and after that, I can't remember anything more. I don't see Anna that much anymore. She visits me once a month, or maybe it's once a year. Everything has become a big mush of time. I no longer know if we were actually out in that cottage in Finland, or if everything had just taken place in my head. But here I am, now sitting, staring out the window for days on end. They call me catatonic and say I'm in some kind of half-awake coma. I get fed, washed, and well taken care of here. There are not many things I know anymore, but I know that that thing is still out there. Maybe right out here. Right where I can't see it. Right beneath this window. Ba-ba-da-bum. All right, so that was me reading my long-ass fucking story called Window. I know, very cliche, but I wrote this in February of our year 2020, and it was pretty much just me being bored in Finland when we went to visit Anna's family. So I wrote this whole story just down in my phone in notes, and I just want to say thank you guys so very, very much for letting me read this. I know probably all of you have fallen asleep by now, but if you managed to make it through, I would love to get your feedback on it, and if you like it, then who knows, maybe I'll write some more, and maybe you'll hear some more bullshit. But yeah, with that said, I think let's move back into actual Sketchbook Heroes territory and keep derailing the fuck out of everything that we do. So again, thank you so much. This has been Rob reading Window, and hope you didn't piss yourself. So have a good one. See you in like a second when I am back in the studio with Ilias. Toodaloo, motherfucker! Retro. Yeah, so we just switched to the retro.
I have seen nothing because I've been
something.
drawing.
Yeah. No, seriously, I haven't seen shit.
No, neither have I. Because I was gonna see the Gifted and I didn't because drawing kicked in. And I seen one thing. We watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie with the guy from Arrested Development, from everything else.
Michael Cera.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That kid.
Michael Cera. What's his face?
Michael Cera.
Captain America.
Oh, yeah. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
That guy from that comedy show that wasn't that funny.
Macaulay Culkin's brother. And that girl from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. With the cups and shit.
Yeah.
Two girls in a cup.
The one girl in a cup.
The one with
and multiple cups.
Multiple cups. Yeah, the red cups.
Who else is in this? Like everybody's in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous people in it. I just can't, for the life of me, think of any of their names.
And also directed by
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright,
which was insane when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, what? what?
But it does make a lot of sense because the movie is very like musical and
it has its
all these fun things. Like it is, I think it's very underrated, to be honest. I think it's a much more fun experience than people remember it.
I actually liked it a lot the first time I saw it.
That says a lot of things, by the way.
And because I hate these movies usually. Like when they suck, they suck. But this one has a couple things that just don't translate well into the movie. I think they're from the comic maybe or something. But they're just either too subtle or too there's no context, so they don't make sense. But all in all, though, I kind of like it. And it's very sort of like... It has like some like cuts like that movie that we watched where he's like, you told me about a movie where they sort of cut and then he just wakes up and he's somewhere else.
Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk. Mm-hmm. Exactly. They do the same here.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's like he's
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But it still works.
Yeah, because he's like sort of like they're calling his name. And he's in a with his band or something, and then he like wakes up and he's in bed, and then he's just so out of it, and
then the next scene he's walking to a party.
Yeah, exactly, like, and it's so out of sort of like it's not out of context, but you sort of like he's so you see
he's so obsessed with this
girl, one thing, so he doesn't even notice the things that happen in between.
Exactly.
So you get to jump to where he gets conscious again, basically.
It's so beautifully done. Like,
I love it.
So, but that's Edgar Wright again. Yeah. He is like such a
rhythmic.
Yeah, rhythmic, but like artistic director in a way. Like he really knows. He almost like he is doing his own comic book, but with movies. Like it's just so.
That's
cool.
why I love Baby Driver with the buttons and the car doors and the.
Man,
when he walks with the coffee and the stuff.
That whole scene, perfect.
So good.
Like just the full intro.
Yeah. Oh man, the intro actually it's so fucking like every time I see it, I think I know it, and then it just does something else. Like I know that it's gonna do that, and then it does it a bit differently from what I expected, and that gets me like every time. I've seen it 4 times, but yeah, it's very good.
So good. So yeah, definitely see Baby Driver if you haven't seen that, and Scott Pilgrim. It's on Netflix. I think both of them are on Netflix.
Yeah, they're on Netflix, and they're fun. Both are a fun ride.
Yes,
one more than the other because it's cars, but
and Scott Pilgrim again. It is more of a sort of B-movie type of movie,
but it kind of works. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
I don't know how it relates to the Scott Pilgrim comic game.
No, I haven't read any.
But it doesn't really matter. Like it's a fun little.
It's a goofy fun movie.
And I actually kind of like how, sort of. I don't know. Like there is something there that I kind of appreciate with the movie. Like
also the fights are pretty dope. Like
some
for
of the
what it is. Like
dude,
the first fight with Patel.
That is actually he does some cool moves like the stuntman.
The loop kick stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god! And they do it a bit more like throughout the movie, and that's why I was a bit thrown off with the fights that weren't fights.
Yeah.
That were kind of like just had like weird solutions.
The skateboard
to them.
thing, for example, is
that
a
one was
like
I liked it because it was sort of like over the top silly, but the touching of the knee or behind the knee, like they were just like it felt like we just need to solve this somehow. Yeah, and we're just gonna.
He can't punch a girl, so
it would have been fun to have a real solution to that one, or at least make the one that they used a bit like it made sense at least somehow. You know, like I get to where they were going with it, but it just was like
they could have done a little bit more. I guess.
Yeah, something. Yeah, just.
But still, like again, like I really.
All
love
in
the
all,
movie.
it's fun though.
Yeah.
Like all in all, it's fun. Some of the effects are actually super fun. Some of them are, less good.
I love
nowadays.
The fact that Michael Cera wasn't allowed to work out. Like they needed him skinny, and he wanted to really train for the fighting scenes. And they're like, "You can't build muscle. You're not allowed. You need to stay skinny."
But he looks like something Matthias would draw, like Matt.
Yeah, Matt
draw on the Discord channel, and Matthias
drawings.
No, fuck.
Matthias Anderson draws.
I think it's Matthias Anderson art or Matthias Anderson.
Yeah, well, I keep forgetting my own.
Why did you switch, motherfucker? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Matt Drew was his old one. I think it was so simple.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked us over, but I think it's Matthias Anderson art.
Yeah,
that does all our cool animations and stuff.
Yes. But yeah, his style.
His style. He looked like, Michael Cera. If Matthias was God, we would all look like that. Like, he would fucking make us like that. Yeah. And that's a compliment. Like, because I love when he does my stuff or like famous stuff in his style, because he just really captures the essence of what he's drawing in his style.
And he makes it look so simple. Too.
Simple, exactly. Something
people don't realize how fucking difficult that is. It's impossible most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Like, he makes a Converse sneaker feel like a Converse sneaker. You know what I mean? It not only looks it feels like a fucking shoe.
Exactly.
And he has this simpler style that I just, for the life of me, I just can't. And I want to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
Alongside with the style that I draw in. But I've tried. And Matthias just has
He's
it,
there.
That's,
dude, just stop working at King and just start focusing on your shit. Just break out, do your own goddamn thing.
Yeah. We love you, man.
Yeah, we do.
You got to do your thing.
Way too much. Next VHS tape.
We love the fuck out of Matthias.
3 boys with mics.
3 boys.
All right, so Scott Pilgrim. Fuck, I'm trying to remember if I saw something else. I've been really, really wanting to watch Aliens because, again, I'm writing this script thing, which I haven't written this whole week. Like, it's as soon as I started talking to everybody about it, it's sort of halted. I still do a lot of research and try to understand more of my evil protagonist, you can say, or like the bad guy of the movie or story. But I still haven't really nailed it. Like almost like with you and how you create stuff, that's how it works with me now. Like I have this really epic sort of introduction to the bad guy scene. And I have that written down, but I can't take it further from there. I don't know where to go from here.
But have you tried to just write bullshit about him? Sort of
no, I think
because that really helps me just to have something there to draw from. Although I'm going to sort of disregard all of it when I get to sort of when I've written 10 lines or something, when you start loosening up a bit and you start actually writing stuff that you want to use. And then you're everything before this is just rubbish. It's just sort of mileage.
Yeah. No, and that's...
And I have a hard time doing that myself, so...
Yeah. No, yeah, I should definitely do that, or I need to do that. Doesn't matter. But I'm so happy with... So the scene with the bad guy that I have in my head is so great. Or I love how it's tied into the opening of the movie or the book.
Yeah.
And I'm just stuck there.
Yeah.
And it's but I need to carry on this fucking story. And I know kind of where it's going, but I can't, for the life of me, get the steps out. It's so hard for me to
just
explain.
go John Wick with it.
Maybe.
They killed his dog.
Yeah.
And then...
No, I've already done that.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that doesn't like the first one because it's the only one I've seen. I didn't enjoy it basically because of the dog thing.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb for me that it doesn't work. But I love the fact that that's the story.
Yeah.
This is all I had left. The dog, and then you flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because you flipped out for less. You know what I mean?
I think you should rewatch it. Just go back now that you have more emotion.
Yeah.
And see it, because it's the build up to when he gets the dog.
No, I remember the whole thing with the wife.
It's so
and
sad. And it's Keanu Reeves looks like a sad puppy.
Yeah.
You know? Or old sad puppy, if that's even possible. Because he doesn't look like a sad dog. He's got a puppy face still. And it's so heart-wrenching. You can really see that he doesn't have anything left. And then he gets the puppy. And it's like a piece of her, you know? And then they really just rip that out of his life. And with that comes all the demons back. And he goes bananas and I've suppressed this long enough. fuck everybody.
So what if they take in the second one? Like they break his bicycle or something? Like
it's a continuation.
That was my wife's bicycle.
No, it's the car.
Yeah, it's the car.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
So there is something.
Yeah.
Why do you keep breaking my shit? I will murder you all.
No, I see the first and second one as sort of one movie.
Okay.
They stick together perfectly. It's in the second one they call him back like. He owes a guy a favor, and he doesn't want to do that favor because he's done now.
Like
you know, after the puppy thing, he's really done. But then he gets forced back into it because he did the puppy thing, sort of. And they're like, well, we respected you enough to not look you up or do anything with you when you were out because you were out. But then you came back in.
And killed everyone.
You still owe me this favor. You need to pay up. And he doesn't have a choice. And then, well, yeah.
Okay. I'll try to watch it because I've heard people that really like them. So
yeah, like for me, I think all three of them are really great. You know, again,
I'm just surprised that there's like three of them suddenly. Like I was like, I just saw the first. Like it's been years since I saw the first. Like I saw it.
I would really love to see it again, though. I haven't seen the first one in a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see them maybe this week.
But yeah,
just to revisit something.
What was I gonna say? No, it's just
your protagonist.
You have to. No, not my protagonist. Fuck my story.
No, your evil guy. It was your evil.
Yeah, evil guy.
Yeah, but yes,
Baba Yaga.
Baba.
If you haven't seen, the John Wick movies, go in with that, again, Sketchbook Heroes sort of mentality of it is what it is.
Yeah.
Take it for that, and most likely it is shit. So just be ready for shit, and anything above shit is just good, and it gets better. But for me, it's just the fact that it's stunt guys got to do their movie. That's the thing we have to focus on. They were able to make this movie.
Yeah, I like that. I wonder who funded these movies. Like, is it Keanu Reeves himself?
I think he did.
Yeah, because most of feels like that's how you get these movies done. And then they're like, oh, well, these work. Now we'll pour some money into this.
But, yeah. Anyways, I think they're definitely worth a watch.
Okay, I'm gonna watch all of them.
Sweet.
Because that's how we do things.
Awesome. And again, I really can't remember watching anything. We started watching
one thing.
We started watching a new show that was really bad that I can recommend people maybe not watch. It's called Reckoning. It's like a thriller crime type of show, and we've seen 3 episodes of it, and it's just as mundane and sort of nothing happens, but stuff happens. Like I don't get.
You just don't get emotionally invested in
not
any
at
of
all.
the. Yeah.
Like all the characters are like,
oh my God, you killed Jerry.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they try to make it interesting by, and this isn't a spoiler because they kind of show it straight away, but then again, you don't, we're only 3 episodes in, so I don't know if it's true or not, but they show the murderer and the cop sort of straight away, so you know that you have these two protagonists, and you're like, well, okay, I guess that was interesting, that we know that he is the bad guy now, like Dexter, I guess. But it's just, it doesn't go anywhere. It just
doesn't care. Yeah, no. You don't care.
No. So it could have been good. I think the script or story behind it is probably really nasty and exciting. But as a show, The Reckoning, no. Like
anything you see with that name, just avoid.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I guess if you're out of everything else to watch, go ahead. What did you have?
No, I'm watching 2 shows with my kids. One I've recommended before. Season 2 is out. Glitch Techs.
Oh, okay.
It's basically these 2 kids that are hired at this sort of like Microsoft place, and it's like they're called Hinobi, and what they do is sort of like catch glitches. So these old like video game machines are like there was something wrong with them. So when they glitch out, like something from the game escapes, like pixels, like like a character or something, and then it terrorizes, an area. But people can't see them because they're invisible if you don't have special gear. But they still cause havoc. And then there's like these two gamer kids, super nerds, that get these like cool gear, like the old Nintendo glove. I don't remember what it was called, and like goggles and shit. And they get to go out and capture these. It's a fun show. It's super silly, but the animation is pretty cool.
Nice.
And I recommend it to anyone that has kids.
I'm assuming it's 3D then?
No, it's 2D. No, it's 2D.
Oh, okay.
Like those 3D shows, unless it's like Troll Hunters.
I was just gonna say Troll Hunters.
It's just shit. Like a lot of them are.
I need to go back. Like I fell asleep for so many episodes. Like I had it on while I slept.
No, I want to see it. I've only seen it in Swedish so far because I want to go back and see it by myself with sort of like see it in one go in English with all the great voice actors.
Yes,
because I'm that type of nerd.
Of course.
But
we both.
And then it's shit. What's the other one? It's like Cleopatra in space. I watched it with my daughter since we ran out of She-Ra. I don't know what it's called. It's like on Viaplay. It's probably...
Is it an older show?
No, it's a new show. It's called... But I don't probably only have a Swedish title, but maybe we can translate it like pros.
Just keep thinking of Asterix and Obelix.
It's called... Oh, shit, it's called Cleopatra in Space. Never mind then, yeah. I was just joking because it plays out in space, but yeah. This girl is sort of like a princess of Egypt, sort of...
Gets blasted into space because...
No, she finds like some type of portal and gets sent into the future, like 30,000 years. I don't know. Like she's in a future where where they've forgotten everything, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a kid show, but it's one of the better ones. Like it's fun.
Okay.
So I watched it with my daughter. We laugh a little. It's not as good as She-Ra, but it's a fun show.
Okay. Yeah.
So Cleopatra in space.
I don't have Viaplay.
Yeah, I don't think you should watch it.
No. But season 2 of The Boys is almost upon us. The hype is real. God, I hope it delivers. Fuck.
Yep.
What's up with your phone?
Is it my phone?
Yeah, it is. Because mine's on airplane mode.
Let me put mine on airplane then, because I don't really need it right now. Because no one's calling. It usually does that, when you're about to get a call.
Maybe it's updating.
No. It's airplane mode now.
Quiet mode now. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
That could be pretty epic. I hope so. Because the way they ended things, how the fuck do you continue that?
I know. Because it was so good. It was just like
I would have been happy if that was it.
Yeah. But of course, you have to milk.
Yeah.
You have to milk that money cow.
Yeah. So we'll see. They've only done an episode, so it could still be good.
Yeah.
Or like season. Looking forward to that one. But I've been looking forward to that one since I finished it. Like it was so good.
Yeah. No.
And to have I still feel that it was that good. But maybe rewatching that before the new one comes.
I think I want to do that
so many things to watch now.
I've forgotten a lot of the first
one. Same.
Only the big highlight moments are with me.
Yeah, same.
But I love the fact that my parents fell in love with that show. Because in case you missed it, I gave the first season to my dad as a birthday gift because I couldn't.
Because you're a good son that doesn't forget your father's birthday.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Sorry, Dad. I actually forgot my mom's birthday too.
I know.
2 for 2.
I know. Well, at least you don't love one of them more than the other.
That's true. That's 100% true. No, so I got him The Boys, and both of my parents love it. So they are just as eagerly anticipating season 2 as we are,
cool.
Which is just hilarious, really.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, so the hype is real. And then what else are we waiting for? Isn't there anything else that is sort of almost upon us?
All the movies that were mentioned pre-corona on Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Like that list of superhero movies that were coming,
Yeah, I think
Doctor Strange 2.
Black Widow is premiering now.
Yeah, shit, wasn't that
end
supposed
of
to have
October
come out
now, I think.
already?
26th of October or something, I think they pushed it to.
Man, I don't know if I'm excited about that. But
I'm
then
somewhere
Marvel,
in between.
But then Marvel has always
They've got
almost
a good,
never disappointed. Yeah, a
Exactly.
good track record.
and this is Black Widow. It's like, in a way, it's almost like the Black Panther movie, like in terms of, because I can't really accept Captain Marvel as this, like, the first female superhero movie from Marvel. It just,
like it was
felt
a fun ride like that, but it wasn't. It felt shallow.
it's so
somehow.
bad.
Like it's so shallow.
It
and
is
so
so
simple.
bad.
Yeah.
I rewatched it just recently.
Yeah. I remember having like a bit of, but I think it was like when you see it at the cinema and you're surrounded
Yeah.
by the moment.
Exactly. Just
It's
like
a bit
Wonder
more,
Woman.
yeah.
Same deal.
Exactly.
Because Wonder Woman is an okay movie. Like,
yeah, until
it's-
you rewatch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought so with Captain Marvel too.
Yeah.
And now I rewatched it because I'm like, yeah, but that was all right, wasn't it? And then I'm like, fuck, no.
No, it has some fun moments, but
It does.
again,
It felt shoehorned in,
yeah.
and I don't know. It just didn't reach the Marvel.
And I think Brie Larson was perfect
Yeah,
cast.
yeah.
It's just like the movie is just.
But it's also like, where did she come from, and why? Like,
There's too much too fast.
they've had too many movies prior to Captain Marvel to
Yeah.
shoehorn her in
right now.
to save the Marvel universe.
That was my biggest problem with Endgame as well. Like,
Exactly.
oh, look, Deus Ex, blah, 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 blows everything up. She's
Yeah.
powerful. Good night.
Yeah.
Like,
But that is her character. Like,
No.
Captain Marvel is the most powerful being in the Marvel
that's why
universe,
you
pretty
keep
much.
her out of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just have, she's saving the universe somewhere else.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's like, but how are you going to up the stakes when she is,
Around.
like, yeah, she can do anything, pretty much.
Yeah. Put kryptonite, the equivalent of kryptonite in her mouth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like, tie it, like, tape it on her forehead. Like, I don't know what her weaknesses are, like, compared to Superman.
No, same here. I really don't know anything about that
Anything
character.
about her, yeah.
No. Why was I saying Captain Marvel?
Something shoehorned in. Bring,
Oh yeah, Captain the
female
Black Widow movie.
Black Widow.
Yeah. Because I feel she deserves a fucking movie.
Yeah, she does.
She's
been
around
with
these characters.
and everyone else has gotten a
Exactly.
movie.
So it's really sad. And then, spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Shit, Thor
she
got one.
fucking she's already dead. Like, she's already dead in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's
And now she gets the movie. It
Yeah,
just
that
feels
sucks.
really backwards.
Yeah.
And extremely sad in that sense. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling like the equivalent
also spoiler.
of yeah. No, I did already do the spoilers.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, shit.
Really quick and
You're
really
good.
silent. But
You're good.
no, but in the same way, the Black Panther was this epic milestone for the Black community.
Mhm.
The Black Widow movie feels like the same equivalent to the womanhood community.
Yeah,
like,
it-
for every female or anybody that relates to just women in general, this is the movie. Like,
I hope so.
fucking
I
Black
hope
Widow
they
is the
do-
most badass woman
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
and she
Marvel
doesn't
universe.
have powers.
No, and she's just a fucking normal person. Well, a super spy, but
super spy, but still
like,
human.
she still owns the fuck out of Hawkeye. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, she's so badass, really.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I really don't want it to suck.
No, I don't want it to suck, but it feels like those type of movies get a bit, like you said, shoehorned in.
Yeah, it's
just
like a fine line there. Like,
Yeah.
it could really tip either way.
I hope it's good. Like I just got like Jason Bourne vibes out of it.
Yeah.
And
Which I think it's a good direction for her.
yes, because it is
Super Spy,
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that Jason Bourne was based off of
I guess. Yeah.
this.
But I'm very excited to see the Taskmaster, like the bad guy in or the supposed bad guy. I'm sure there's more than the one,
Yeah.
but because he's a very interesting villain.
Yeah. He was in the Spider-Man game.
Exactly.
Well.
Yeah.
I liked his little spiel there.
And
and it felt really good to kick his ass.
Good. And that's the cool thing about him. Like, if you know his sort of superpower is that you can't do the same move twice, because he's got like photographic memory and just learns it instinctively. And if you try the same thing twice, you are fucked. So like that.
But does he ever forget though?
No.
He just accumulates all this knowledge.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like,
so he could be the ultimate fighting machine.
The more he lives, the more dangerous he gets, in a way. It's pretty.
Sucks.
It's an interesting concept of another. Like, he's also just a human.
Is he? He's just human.
He doesn't have superpowers.
He just has his gadgets.
Yeah. So just super smart, super tactician type of dude, but with that photographic skill that he.
But he doesn't only photographically remember shit. He also can plan ahead. Yeah, he can also plan and calculate how to sort of counter it.
Like real mastermind.
He's a tactician as well.
Plus he has a cool skull mask. I love skulls. So
he's
I'm already sold.
Yeah.
And then I like that Hopper is in the movie too. We'll see how that works. He breaks out of
shit, that's coming.
Russian. Oh yeah. That should be this October, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
I don't know. They lost me on season 3.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They've lost me a little more on each season.
Yeah, what can you do? You
for me,
can't hit a home run.
No, but season 3 is so different for me.
The
from
shitty thing.
All the others.
I think what made season 3 more shitty than the rest was that we got to see so much of the monster, and it became
for me, that's not a problem.
This real thing in our world.
I didn't actually. I thought they did a pretty good job on the whole monster.
But it wasn't
Billy
like
thing.
we didn't have any upside down.
Yeah.
Really, like the upside down became our world. So
no, my problem was the kids and the way they scripted them in this one.
Oh yeah, but that's because they are annoying teenagers now and not kids anymore.
I know, but it's not. They've lost that. And then now it's more like quips back and forth, like they're all Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that.
I get that. I get it.
Too much of it. And I don't mind when they're taunting each other, but it feels like it's just taunts now.
Yeah.
Like it's like, haha, look what fun thing they said all the time. You're like, no, just no. Because that was the beauty of it before. They were super serious, and then there were like these moments where they made decisions that were stupid or naive.
Yeah.
And that was the joke, or like something they said, or something. But now it's everyone saying it. Everyone has, like a what do you mean, like a lead role.
Yeah,
so it's a bit.
But that's the thing. Like you have to put your head in their heads, and remember what they've been through and how much they've learned. I mean, they are like almost superheroes themselves now. Like, how many times have they beaten this fucking thing?
Mm-hmm. No, but I don't mind that part. Like, I like where the story's going and people disappearing and being, whatever.
I mean, that's why it kind of makes sense that they're getting more balls and they are also getting more balls. But
yes,
yeah,
I don't want to think about that.
But
thank you.
Yeah, so like it works, or for me, it works that they are getting more cocky and doing more of that banter type thing. But yeah, I'm just super interested in seeing what's going to be the next thing. Like how will this develop?
Yeah. No, I'll definitely watch it. Like, I will watch it.
Because they're making like 2 more seasons, right?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I remember them getting
be 5 all in all. I think
I like that. I like that when they have an ending in sight.
Because I've heard, and I hate that you hear so many things, but that season 4 and 5 are going to be like the best script-wise that the show has ever been. But I guess they have to say that to sell it in. Yeah. So it's all.
No, but I think what the first one had was nostalgia. The second one didn't really have any of it, because it was a lot, like it was more of the same.
Yeah.
But for me, that was still a good thing.
It had Sam.
Yeah, and also it's just that I don't know, like it felt like a nice continuation on the thing.
Yeah, it did. I liked it too.
Whereas
it got a lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't know why. No, but I think it's because it wasn't new anymore. You don't get the Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff that you got like in the first one. That's where you get all that.
The first episode.
Yeah, with all the fucking callbacks.
I've seen the first episode so many times. Like it's just something that I automatically go back and watch. I see it as a movie.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Fucking perfect. I use that word way too much in this podcast, but for like,
but that's just seeing life. You know, like they're not all perfect on the same level.
No,
but they're perfect for what they are. And I think throwing some praise out there, you know, is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, but it's such a great. Oh, the whole first season, really.
But it has a mood that they don't lose a feel.
No.
You know, like I don't have that feeling in the third one.
No,
you know what I mean? Like they let that go a bit.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like that weird exploration part where 11 leaves in the second season.
Yeah, that felt really unnecessary.
That is so weird, but like it doesn't for me personally ruin the whole thing.
Hopefully that gets sort of a good, or like
they tie it in.
They
somehow?
Justify it in some way. Yeah. But I do feel like it's done as well.
Yeah. But I really liked Billy.
Yes.
Both 1 and 2, like because you see where that's all coming from. Yeah. He's one of my favorite characters, and
such a good actor too.
Yeah, and he does it well. You know, like he really sells the bad guy thing, but then also really sells it in the third season.
Yeah, like
that he's not like a total monster.
Yeah, he gets
a redemption.
Exactly.
Yes, his redemption arc. Yeah, it's really good.
And that was also really like emotional and good.
Exactly, because that's what I really liked about season 3. Yeah, it was that seriousness from the other 2 seasons, because they sort of like, I don't know if they did that on purpose because of all the darkness in that one.
Yeah.
But for me, they could have kept it a bit darker. Like, still have them joke, but don't make every episode about...
It doesn't have to be Disney, because...
It does, exactly. Don't try to make it, like, for younger audiences. Like, don't try to, like, encourage the watchers. Just make whatever you did with the first 2.
Exactly.
Like, just keep building off of that. Yeah, exactly.
Keep doing your thing.
Thank you. That is what I'm trying to sort of hint at, because I didn't dislike the whole thing.
No.
I just didn't like those parts that I felt like it became silly when they were dealing with something that was so scary, you know, like...
But it's also like, how could you stay yourself when all of a sudden you have like a few million voices telling you yes or no with whatever decision that you know, everything you think of, you're going to have in the back of your head.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be so disappointed. No, they're going to... No. Like,
but that's, you got to get out of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could ever do that. Like, I don't know.
Just imagine that pressure.
Yeah.
Again,
no, I can't. Like, I can't. I respect them for doing what they can.
And for keeping the level of, like, still having a good show. 3 seasons. I mean, we can't say that it's shit, because it's good.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's shit.
But we are picky dudes. Like just,
you know,
everybody
it's a
listening.
hit and miss with everything.
Yeah.
Not everyone loves my art.
No.
And...
Same
you
here.
know, and it's fine.
Of course.
Like, you shouldn't like all my stuff, you know.
No.
Like,
it's, you know, your opinion.
Yeah. Just keep it to yourself. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't have a podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Like, super defensive immediately. Yeah. No, it's a good show. It is a good show in general. And I'm curious to see where they take it in the third season. If it's a bit jokey like the third one, they might lose me, but that's, you know, like nothing to them. So
no. And I think, like, in all honesty, I think the COVID thing might have helped Stranger Things in that way, that there's no, like, we have to get all of this done for Comic-Con, and we have to show this and this and do this and this.
I think that has helped a lot of stuff that is in production right now.
That you can relax and, like, there's no stress. Like, let's just finish the show.
Yeah.
And release a trailer when we have a trailer. Yeah. And, you know, hopefully,
we don't know.
This is my speculation here, but I really hope that it will help in that way. It feels like it would. And speaking of Comic-Con and stuff, just before we wrap everything up, the stuff that I have seen come out of the DC fandom thing has been very interesting. The new Batman movie, Twilight Batman,
Twilight. Indeed.
Looks way more interesting than I thought initially.
That we talked about last time.
Yeah. But now that I've really dove into it,
he has nerded in.
Yes, I am getting excited for it, and those are always famous last words when it comes to DC movies.
They have this tendency to disappoint.
But I'm also really interested in the new Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn is doing, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's got a pretty okay track record.
Yeah, I know. I'm more worried about the
cast?
production. No, the production company, like the people with the monies.
Oh, yeah.
Like whoever's backing the movie.
No, I think they want to make money on this one. So I think the people that did that last time are gone.
Because I'm really hoping that they let him do a Guardians.
Have you seen the cast for this one?
No, I haven't seen anything. I didn't even I know they were talking about it.
I think it's around 16 top actors.
Really?
You have about 16 roles, actual characters. Half of them are going to die really quick, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many people, and it looks really interesting. Because we know that these movies are going to suck, I can go out and say, check out the trailer. Check what they've released, because it is, there's something there interesting, and it'll be fun to see what actually comes out of it. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the Batman. I'm interested in, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, the Snyder Cut. The stuff that they've started releasing. Yeah. Holy shit.
Redemption?
Yes. Maybe. I'm seeing a lot of really, really good stuff.
Okay.
And also
So I'm just not going to watch
no.
what I have, and then you just watch that.
Yeah, pretty much. You should. And the coolest thing is actually the Flash, and what's coming up with the Flash and the Flashpoint movie.
We're making a movie about that, the Flashpoint Paradox thing?
DC, and get this is, if you haven't seen what I've seen.
When you say DC, you know how my
I know.
I turn into Iron Man. You can just see the nanobots.
But think back at DC prior to DC movies.
Yeah.
When you had, the first Superman movie, or Superman movies, the first Batman with Keaton, all of that. All of that is being connected now. As in, the Flash has opened up the multiverse, sort of the DC multiverse timeline, and will start connecting all of these worlds. So we're gonna have a scene with Michael Keaton Batman with the Flash fighting, maybe not Heath Ledger, but that Joker from the Nolan movie. Everything is connected now. And I can't at all give it justice for how cool they presented it, but just go in. I'm sure you can find the top 20 minutes of the DC fandom or whatever, just so you get the coolest stuff that came out of it, just so you can get a little bit of the hype that I am feeling for what's coming up. So I'm really, really hoping that DC just gets their shit back together.
I hope so. That would be the best, because they have some cool.
Their character roster is the coolest, the most badass and dark shit ever. Why can't they make
anything good? Yeah,
one good fucking good movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it takes a Christopher Nolan to make a good Batman movie, and it's just come on, are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, with that said.
I think the problem was that everyone after that was trying to imitate that.
Yeah, they're this is the tone.
Yeah,
this is what we're doing.
We're all do Christopher Nolan, and you're but I'm not Christopher Nolan.
Exactly.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Bling, 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 bling. Yeah.
Make me a balloon, clown.
Bicycle.
A bicycle. Yeah.
Make me a bicycle, clown.
I saw a gift from them. L'chaim.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good. So not PC anymore. Yeah.
Not correct. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, imagine if someone came to you now today, just to really nerd out, because I was thinking about it while you were talking, and the light. Yeah, fuck. It's getting dark, but it's fine.
Time. Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, imagine someone coming up, like, Robert, like, we love what you do. We want you to play the Joker. Because I was thinking about that
Like,
while you were talking, and I was like, which one?
Yeah.
Like, or how do I create my own Joker? Like, where do I draw the Joker from? You know, like,
And that's
because
where
there are some really good Jokers.
Yeah, but that's why, you know, you again, like with me always respecting everybody for everything,
And then-
you gotta have like tip your hat to Jared Leto for giving it a shot. Like he did.
That's
his
what I
thing.
was thinking of as well. Like, he tried something. Like,
He like definitely fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
for sure. Like,
but then
and
again, the
face planted.
pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Heath
Especially
Ledger
after
did.
Heath Ledger.
But then also just the like all the voice actors that have had him, like the Joker, like Mark
Kevin-
Hamill,
oh, yeah.
and like the new
I don't
guy
know-
that took
I don't know
go
his
over
name.
after. Yeah, I don't remember his name. But that Joker,
Mhm.
like, to this day, still gives me the creeps, bats. You know, like that where, because Hamill brings it up such a, like, the voice can go so high,
Yeah.
like uncomfortably high, and like it's so manic, like crazy, like.
It's so perfect.
It's perfect,
Again.
yeah. But like
it doesn't
gives
get-
me the
yeah.
chills when I hear
So
it.
good. Like I was
Even in the
so
Batman
happy.
game,
I was gonna
think,
say.
yeah,
I was just gonna say like,
so uncomfortable.
and that Joker is so creepy.
Yeah, he's so.
So
but that
creepy.
is so dark as
Yeah.
well. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like it's not realistic, but it's close.
Speaking of games, they're releasing the new. There's a new Batman game coming from.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
What's the studio?
Not
The ones that made the previous.
Rocksteady.
Yeah, I guess.
Or
Fuck it. The new Batman game,
Yeah.
anyways. That looks really interesting too. Like it's a Batman game without Batman.
Oh shit! Yeah, now I know. It's the one with the Batgirl and Blackwing and
Red Hood.
Red Hood. Yeah, all
yeah.
of them. Robin and.
So, and I think it's gonna be like a co-op type of game too, and all of this.
Yeah, I saw them doing like their little flips.
And
And
I
kicks.
heard they're releasing a co-op for Tsushima.
Yes, I heard that too. I saw a little
That
thing. That could be pretty
that would be so
cool. So
fucking
you get little
badass.
side missions and shit, like, or like other like online story
Yeah.
stuff that you can do.
But so you can be two, like we could go in and just rock the fuck out of this little
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
So that's something I'm looking forward to. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 is coming pretty soon. I know it's not like a big deal for a lot of people, but
But it was.
oh
a
my
big-
god,
yeah.
it's like the coolest.
Even
And-
I got excited.
Yeah,
Because the first one I played a lot.
and they're releasing. Oh, they've actually already released the official playlist on Spotify for that game. So
Like
it's
the first one?
the original
Soundtrack that I
plus
listened to just this summer.
I think plus 32 or 35 new songs.
Cool.
So it's it sounds great. It looks great.
And I love that they're all older.
Yes, that they made them like this is how
Like,
old we are now.
We are now.
Like
yeah.
fucking Rodney Mullen is, what is he, 53 years old or
Shit,
some
what was
shit?
the name of the character that I love to do?
Chad Muska?
No.
Andrew Reynolds?
No, keep going. Do you remember any of that?
Steve Caballero?
Oh shit! What was his
um,
name?
Not Tony Hawk.
Not Tony Hawk. Shit! What was his name?
Who else?
It wasn't Rodney Mullen. It wasn't.
Jamie Thomas? maybe?
No, fuck! I don't remember. Shit! I can't for the life of me remember. I always played that character for fucking I don't know.
Eric
why.
Costin?
No. Like I'm trying to find like familiar names, but nothing sounds familiar. Shit! I don't remember. He used to have like a backpack on. And
Chad Muska.
Was it?
Yeah.
It might have been. Yeah.
If it's a backpack, that's Chad
Yeah,
Muska.
I think he
that's
had
his
a-
signature. And that was my thing as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he was
Oh,
like,
maybe
one
it
of
was
my,
Chad Muska. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Now
man.
that you mention, now it's starting to sort of
Like,
But
in
he
his-
had a backpack.
in his
yeah.
prime, he was like the coolest as well. Like
Yeah.
so fucking badass. Yeah, he kind of really looks like a beaten down drug addict right now. But yeah, Chad Muska.
Didn't
But they also have
I'll,
like I love that you can create your own character.
Yeah.
I've always loved games where you can just make your own shit. So Yeah,
Same,
I
same,
am.
same.
I am definitely getting that.
I probably won't because I have Tsushima and I still need to finish Far Cry, and I don't buy games.
And
unless
I
finish
still
games.
haven't played. Oh yeah, I did like some. That's the one thing that I did. I did like a few extra side missions and stuff with Tsushima, just like strolling around the woods.
Like
So
I really
nice.
want to play video games, but I also don't want to play video
same.
games at all right now.
Yeah, and it's again, for me too. I've gotten more into creation and doing that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep riding that wave as far as I can, just feeling happy about life and enjoying myself. And I think with that said, we probably
Said
have
more
like
than we have.
5-hour podcast now or some
Yay!
shit. So again, thank you guys so much
for listening to our therapy sessions.
and also try to remember to rape us as much as you can on anything.
Just
No, rate us as much as you can. Spread the word. Give us reviews.
give us feedback
Yes.
on Discord or Facebook. Instagram,
Join
whatever.
Discord.
Join Discord.
Become a hero for yourself.
Exactly.
And with that said,
Be the hero you deserve.
exactly. I'm just gonna shit on us for some reason. But
No, we're awesome.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Tell
Yeah.
everyone.
They